Hello everyone and welcome back to another video here at Sportastic. In today's video, we'll be analyzing the top 5 prospects from this year's NFL draft, and we'll be taking into consideration in this top 5 the instant impact that those players are going to have in their teams as soon as they join. So it won't be a top 5 in regards to where we think those players will land, but rather a top 5 list of prospects for this year, regardless of their position in the previous mock drafts. So we'll start at number 5 with wide receiver Jerry Jeudy from Alabama, and this guy will be an instant impact for whatever team that decides to draft him. If it's Indianapolis, Las Vegas, Denver, those are the teams that are speculating to get Jerry Jeudy in the draft around that 10 to 15 range. And this guy has a lot of similarities to Michael Thomas, the star receiver at the New Orleans Saints. He's an extremely gifted route runner. He's very athletic and very tall, fast for his size. This is a guy that's gonna come in and play just as DK Metcalf did and have an instant impact in his team. If it's Philip Rivers throwing to him in Indianapolis, or Derek Carr in Las Vegas, or even Drew Lock in Denver, this guy is going to put up big numbers in his rookie season and is going to be definitely in the conversation for Offensive Rookie of the Year. So now at number 4, Tua Tagovailoa, also Alabama. So here's a guy that has a lot of question marks around. If you consider that he's healthy, 100% healthy, he could probably go number 1 overall in this draft. However, he isn't. He's coming off plenty of injuries, hip, ankle, a lot of lower extremities injuries, and this could affect his position in the draft. The talent is there, his accuracy is there, however, his health isn't. And since the reports came in a few days ago that since the outbreak of the coronavirus, teams will not be able to watch Tua at the beginning of April in his pro day at Alabama. Also, they will not be able to see the medical records from his latest evaluation. So that can affect his position in the draft, although I believe he will sit out his first season in the NFL, regardless or where he lands. If it's either Miami or Detroit or Washington, it is most likely that he would redshirt his first season and then come back in his second season 100% healthy and ready to go. So now at number 3, probably one of the most impressive NFL combines of the last 5 years, we have Isaiah Simmons, linebacker from Clemson. Here's the guy that absolutely shocked everyone, running a 4.39 in the 40-yard dash. He's a linebacker slash safety, cornerback, hybrid type of player, and he's probably one of the most interesting players that we've ever seen coming out of college. This guy's probably going to go in the top 5. Every defensive coordinator in the league will give everything to have a guy like him in the roster, because we haven't quite seen a guy like that coming out of college. 6'4", 339 in the 40-yard dash, a guy that can either go after the quarterback or guard your most valuable receiver. This is a guy that's so valuable for the team that drafts him. He'll be going to either Detroit at number 3 or the New York Giants at number 4. And he will be a game changer for those franchises, stepping up their game on defense, since Detroit just lost Darius Slay, which is one of the best defensive players in the league, and New York, who has been struggling on defense for quite a while now. So now we move into our number 2 spot, and here lies Joe Burrow, quarterback from LSU. After absolutely incredible season, probably you're sick of hearing about how incredible Joe Burrow's season was. But this is a guy that a year ago was probably ranked as a 3rd or 4th round pick in the draft. After one season, he climbs up the ladder to the number 1 spot in the draft and will most likely be drafted by Cincinnati. The Bengals need a guy like Joe Burrow to change their franchise. This is an Ohio kid. He comes in, he's already 23 years old, so he's plenty mature and he's ready to take on an offense that, if we take into consideration the weapons that they have, AJ Green, Tyler Boyd, Joe Mixon, and if we combine that with a good quarterback and a decent coach, I feel like even in a very tough division with the Ravens and the Steelers and now the Browns getting stronger, it will be tough for Cincinnati this season. But I reckon in 2-3 years' time, Cincinnati will go back to the playoffs as they did with Andy Dalton a few years ago. And now at number 1, and that's probably the easiest choice. This is Chase Young from Ohio State University, defensive end. I mean, the comparison to him, it has to be Nick Bosa. It's very similar situations as last year. Bosa was ranked the number 1 prospect in the country coming into the draft. But then Kyler Murray, after his measurements, he was bumped into the number 1 spot for the Cardinals, leaving the 49ers to take Bosa. And this is pretty much the same situation here. We have Chase Young, which is clearly the number 1 prospect in the country, but he's definitely going number 2 because now Joe Burrow, after an incredible season, climbs up the ladder to number 1. But still, Chase Young is probably the best player in this draft. And that's why we have ranked him number 1. He's a guy that will come after your quarterback. It doesn't matter the offensive, the O-line that you have or the quarterback that you have. He is coming after you. And this is a guy that had a really average final 3 games of the season. He was quite shy, not exactly the player that he was during the season. But that doesn't matter. He's a guy that will come in and is going to change your defense. Just like Nick Bosa did. Before Bosa, 49ers were an average defense. With Bosa and with some free agency signing, the San Francisco 49ers got up to, well, technically number 2 defense, second only to the New England Patriots. But arguably, they were the best defense. So this is our top 5. If you agree with us, if you disagree with us, leave us a like, comment something down below, and subscribe for more exclusive content. Thank you very much, and I'll see you next time.